Madaraka Day celebrations will be held here in Bungoma. We are also feeling the effect as very good neighbors, and we want to assure our visitors who have come from other counties ya kwamba Bungoma and Kakamega are one and the same. We have been very excited with the exhibitions. It demonstrates a lot of potential in the region. So through our regional economic bloc, I know there's a lot that you are going to share because you have a theme of optimizing and sharing our resources in the region. So karibuni sana. I know I'm a discussant in the panel and I'm looking forward to interacting with you. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana. When you see all this happening, this is a culmination of a lot of efforts and commitment that have been put in place. We started preparing for Madaraka Day way back in November last year. And we have been having meetings, both the National Technical Committee and the County Technical Committee, for this to happen. I'm very proud and happy that so far we have 283 exhibitors and we're expecting 300. Can you clap for ourselves? 283 exhibitors. If you don't learn anything, then you will never learn, because the best is here. I also want to acknowledge the presence of the Chairman Zoya, Honorable Hangati. Please just be upstanding to be recognized, and many, many others who have come here. Really, those who chose, I want to thank the national government and the President in particular for choosing Bungoma to host this 61st Madaraka Day celebration. There are a lot of goodies that have come with it, and I'm sure it will be in our hearts for a long time to come. Those who appreciate can appreciate, but not everybody will always appreciate. There are those who will find their faults. That is their own business. But those who are sincere and genuine know that Bungoma will never be the same. If you go to Kandui, it's looking different. If you go to Bungoma town, it's looking different, and many, many other parts. So we've just started today. We are expecting the President on 30th. He will be on 30th, 31st, and 1st. That has never happened since Bungoma was born. Since we got independence, for the head of state to spend in Bungoma County has been spending in Kakamega. So my friend Fernandez, unfortunately this time we shall be here with the President and we shall see him. So these are some of the goodies that have come, and this is just the beginning that's going to climax. And also thank those who made food security to be the theme of this year's Madaraka Day, because Bungoma is an agricultural county. We take pride in very many things that we do: maize, coffee, tea, cassava. We are now getting into cotton and many, many other livestock you saw. So this is a theme that is very close to our heart. All that I can ask our people as we go around to see, let us move from agriculture to agribusiness. I think that is what we are talking about, that we move from agriculture to agribusiness, value addition. Those are the things that we are talking about, that in the long run, my desire, and we have been discussing with my colleagues from this region, is that no food should leave this region unprocessed. We can have the raw potatoes, the onions, tomatoes, but at the end of the day, we want to add value. We want tomato sauce, we want yogurt, we want cheese. That's when we'll be adding value to what we have, and that is why we are here. So as we discuss matters of agriculture, I know that we will be at home and we'll be very happy. So I just really want to welcome all of you. We are going to have our discussions, very professional people. I also want to recognize Kiteme from COG. So we are represented, and PS, our guest, I'm also the chairman of Agriculture Committee in COG. So I'm reading waters that are very familiar to me. So I will be with you. This week let us build our economy. Economy ya Bungoma itakuwa kuanzia leo mpaka wiki moja, but also be very careful. I don't want to warn you, but also spend in moderation and enjoy in moderation, because you can also become a casualty of what I don't want to talk about. With those few remarks, it's now my great pleasure to invite the PS, Dr. Rono, to come and make his remarks and give us a way forward as we proceed with our celebrations. Thank you. Mubarikiwe sana.
All right, thank you, Excellency the Governor, for Bungoma. I would have liked to write on the existing protocols, but allow me to mention some of the key people who made this to happen. The governors, the two governors, Excellency, the two governors, Governor from Bungoma and Kakamega. You look like you are great friends, and I think you'll change this region. I must appreciate your engagement and also your support throughout. The CEC, who is here with us also, the County Commissioner, the CEO's presence, the members of the county assemblies, and the whole team of the Bungoma County, the team from the national government, led by the Ministry of Agriculture. I know you have worked tirelessly to make this great occasion happen today and for the next 4 to 5 days. Our big team of private sector, we have also come in large numbers to support this the 4-day event, at the same time be there during Madaraka Day. The great team of exhibitors across the country and continent, I saw people from also China. Our farmers, whom we are here because they are our great team in making sure that there is food security in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I know, Governor, the way you have talked is really, though it was short and brief, it carries a lot of weight, even with the message from the Governor of Kakamega. As you are aware, Kenyans and people of Bungoma and in this region and all the participants for this 4-day exhibition, which will end up in a celebration for the Madaraka Day. The plan for this government is focus. And luckily enough, the first agenda in the plan for this government is food security. And in this year's celebration, the administration has put in place a good plan to celebrate and discuss matters on agriculture and food security so that we can come up with plans, ideas, intervention strategies to see how best we can take this agenda at the next level so that we as a country and as a department assist Kenyans to address the long-standing issue on food security. Governor, I remember you mentioned this is 61 year of celebration. We are talking about food security. We are lucky this administration has put it as the first agenda. So ladies and gentlemen, for the next 4 days, it will be a big debate in Bungoma County to discuss, exchange ideas, visit different exhibitions to understand the existing technologies, plans, and also network with farmers and also producers, value chain actors, and aggregators and marketers in this channel. There is no other place. These great ideas and this topic on food security, which is number 1 in our agenda, could be discussed better other than Bungoma County, which we have all picked our tents for the next 4 days to discuss and exchange ideas and put up a document in black and white to assist the government in propelling the agenda on food security to the next level. It is important as team stakeholders and colleagues in agriculture, the private sectors, to really sit together, we sit together for these big days, the 4-day event here in Bungoma, to discuss matters which is so critical in this country, which is food security and agriculture. As we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome all ideas, all views, from all of us, from the experts and the so-called layman discussion, so that we can build a better plan going forward as government on matters to do with food security. Governor, it was not by mistake that this celebration, 61 celebration Madaraka Day, was put in Bungoma. And it was not also by mistake that the matter on food security is being discussed in this forum. It is purely because, as you mentioned, Bungoma is one of our food basket counties among the 14 counties, and is relevant and so aligned in our agenda for the next 4 days. So my team number one on food security, your time is now, so that we can discuss this topic exhaustively in panel discussion over a cup of tea, a bottle of soda, a bottle of wine, when we are taking our lunches, when we are standing under the shade, when we are in the exhibition rooms, and when we are on phones, we discuss this matter exhaustively. Within these 4 days, there is no free lunch. Every lunch you take is a discussion on matters to do with food security. And we ask ourselves, which way should we take as a country, so that this time round we address this matter once and for all. As we talk as government, as a ministry on this matter, we really appreciate the engagement of all stakeholders, because we know that we are not monopolies of knowledge, and we like to listen to the expert. The greatest expert in this journey is the farmer, because over years, without education, they have been assisting us to produce food. Now with the education and technology, we believe that we are better enough to really come up with better strategies, better plans, so that we this time round, we address this matter once and for all. I want to mention some few items before I read a speech from the Cabinet Secretary, who will have liked to be here, but he will be here within the course of the week. The first item, I know this county is a county also in this region. You are also doing farming for sugarcane. You are aware that the government plan on sugarcane is on care number 1. The formulas, which we call them the government millers, the government is in a plan to make sure that these formulas, the Chemeli, Moroni, Sony, and Zoya are brought back to real business, so that they can provide the necessary livelihood for the people of this region, at the same time for Kenyans and also for the entire world. And their plan, which is on leasing, is on course, and we like to request all of us to really work with government so that we can revive these 4 factories. We believe that within the next 3 years we should be in a position to make those factories profitable. Yes, I know there are farmers who have not been paid. Yes, it is also true that some workers have not been paid. But it is also true that the government plan to pay farmers has been triggered and 80% done. We've managed as government on the 1.7 billion, which the government of farmers already we have paid 1.33 billion, and we are remaining with close to 353 million which is already planned, and within the next 1 month, you'll be seeing that one being executed to completion as promised by government. I also know that there are employees who have not been paid, and as promised last time about to start with the 3-month salary for all the employees for the sugar factories, the 4, we have already put up a plan so that within the next 2 or 3 months, you'll be seeing those payments because they are already in plan and they are in budget as promised. So we are on course on that item, and I want to assure the people from the sugar belt that the promise made by government are on course and execution is on. I also know that the 2 counties and some other counties in this region, there is a whole plan on tea. Tea sector has also been affected in one way or another, but not like sugarcane sector. And there will be an election on 30th June. And I want to request all aspirants, all directors who will want to take part, and Kenyans and farmers, please identify people with integrity, people who are performers, and people who can turn around the tea sector as directors. I've seen people are doing campaigns, yes, but ensure that you are somebody who can come and assist farmers, because this sector of tea will not allow a cane to either be mismanaged or go down, because farmers want value for money. I'm aware that farmers in this region are also maize growing farmers, and also we have coffee. We have also other crops like potato, fetches, and we have supplied fertilizers to the farmers, planting fertilizers, and then also the top dressing fertilizers. We had a challenge on supplying of the top dressing fertilizers for the last 2 weeks during the rainy season, because most of our trucks faced challenges because of flood, and also it was not appropriate time for farmers to start applying fertilizers to the crops during the rainy season. But we have now released all fertilizers, and as we talk now, I can see all counties and all farmers are now accessing the top dressing fertilizers. During this season, ladies and gentlemen, we had a challenge on our farmers. We lost close to 60,000 acres of crops, which affected 10,000 farmers. As a ministry, we have now come up with an emergency program to see how best we can support the affected farmers across the country. The farmers who are victims of the fertilizers, we are calling them not quality fertilizers. We have managed also to compensate them. Over 95% are now compensated. We still have some few farmers which we are tracing them so that we can execute that matter conclusively. So ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to mention that is under PS topic, but let me read the CS speech. I will be very brief, even though it's a long speech. So you'll bear with me. I will try to paraphrase. Our CS will be here on Wednesday for a big day, for a 3-day functions. Part of it is to launch the Kilimo Start with the CS ICT. We also have a number of programs which I think the governor is aware of, which will be really commissioning in this county, and all of us will be around because it is our day as Minister of Agriculture. And I want to request all of us not to leave this county. Governor, I hope there are enough hotels. I know you gave a cautionary statement, but so long as they consume food, because we are in the Ministry of Agriculture, and all the food must be eaten or consumed well, so that we test whether there is food in Bungoma. Because food security is real security. And I guess there will be food in Bungoma so that this team can enjoy the food of Bungoma, especially the Ingogo, They can go to Kakamega. I know they can spill over to Kakamega, to Eldoret, to Pusha. You are allowed, but make sure that you remain steady for the journey for the next 3-4 days. So, Your Excellencies, this gives me great pleasure to welcome you on behalf of stakeholders in the agriculture sector to National County Food Security Exhibition hosted in Bungoma as part of the government plans to celebrate Madaraka Day. We feel honored that you have found time to be with us here despite your busy schedule. We do not take this for granted, and it's clear demonstration of the government commitment to transform agriculture. Your Excellencies, the exhibition and talk shows are centered on 4 main themes that are aimed at demonstrating how the country will attain the food security agenda, and these are enhancing access and utilization of agricultural sector inputs, enhancing agricultural production productivity and value addition, enhancing agricultural transformation towards the realization of the better agenda, advancing agriculture and food system through agricultural data management, digitalization, extension, and financing, improve post-harvest loss management and market access for higher incomes. During the session, public and private sector experts will provide insight into how the various interventions can be forecast to deliver the food security agenda for the country. Your Excellency, the discussion on agricultural inputs is important, coming shortly after Kenya hosted the African Fertilizer and Soil Health Summit, which was held on 7th to 9th May 2024 at KICC Nairobi. As a country, we are proud to be the second AU member state to host this important gathering after 17 years. The outcome of the summit was the Nairobi Declaration, which gave a commitment on increased fertilizer use, soil health, financing, and policy development for a conducive environment for agricultural transformation. Kenya is a signatory to the declaration and will work towards the achievements of the targets set out by African Union by 2034. To add on this one, Excellencies, we will be doing soil testing in all the counties to ascertain the required soil for each crop, and also to put the required intervention in terms of fertilizers so as to increase on our productivity. Your Excellencies, we are pleased to know that the government has a plan to make sure that by August, all suppliers of fertilizers are aligned, so that come October, the fertilizers are in all the stores across the country. We also intend to use agro dealers, the agrofeds, and other distribution points to make sure that also we spur the growth of that local industry, which is the SME. So, on the issue of quality of fertilizers, we have put up a serious team to be on a continuous check on and to ensure that the fertilizers being procured meet the required quality going forward. And that's why I was saying the county commissioners across to ensure that this issues we are hearing of people buying fertilizers at 2,500 and they go and sell across to the other neighboring countries should actually stop, because we expect our farmers to benefit from this subsidy. The issue of seeds, I've seen a number of seed growers in the exhibition. We want to promote that sector. And going forward, based on the discussion at Africa Seed Trade Summit, which we had in Mombasa, we said Kenya can host or can hold what we are calling the seed bank for Africa. So we are identifying all seeds required for all our crops, for Kenya and across Kenya. And we want to make Kenya to be the seed bank for Africa, so that it will be the country where we get all the required seeds for Africa to enhance on food security. So the ministry is in cognizance of the challenges that the sector is facing, and we are working to resolve them through efforts towards elimination of counterfeit seeds, development of a framework that supports seed production, and addressing policy mechanism to support overall development of the seed industry. I assume that there is no supplier in this country who at this time round is still supplying fake seeds to farmers. I also assume there is no supplier in this country who is still supplying counterfeit pesticides to farmers. In the same way, I also assume there is nobody who can even dare supply fertilizers which are not meeting the quality of our farm input. Because when you talk about food security, it starts from farm input. And if there is anybody in that bracket, ladies and gentlemen, I think the government has made pronouncement on that matter. On food security and crop diversification, we have promoted technology transfer through provision of 365 metric tons of assorted seeds and over 600,000 seedlings to farmers in 40 counties. On edible oil promotion, the government has delivered over 550,000 metric tons of sunflower seeds in 34 counties, and Bungoma, Kakamega, Homa Bay, and all the counties in this region have benefited. I want to request the county government, let us team up to work on oil pressers so that we can buy these crops when they have matured and start processing and giving out to the market. Your Excellencies, to realize the aspiration of a middle-income country, there is need for structural transformation of livestock sector to make it a major food security purview, and also to reduce on poverty and also grow the economy and creation of employment. Sector transformation requires a clear roadmap that provides the national and the county governments, development partners, and private sector with a wide range of choices of evidence-based, justified investment opportunities. I thank the government for supporting the completion of the livestock master plan development and rollout to maximize on the anticipated benefit to the sector, and the support from all county government also. We have really shown a lot of engagement with the ministry to ensure that this livestock sector is brought back to its required space. As I conclude, this exhibition offers an opportunity to our farmers and other stakeholders in the sector to learn and adopt technologies for increased production and productivity. Technologies being shown include climate smart agriculture, agro processing, dairy, agriculture, mechanization, urban farming, among others. With these few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, It is now my humble duty and privilege to officially open this National Food Security Exhibition in Bungoma. Asanteni sana. Hey, it was a very long speech. It was very hard to stop because it was not my speech. I had to go through it. Otherwise, asante sana. We look forward for a serious engagement team in agriculture. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause to our peers, please. Thank you. And peers, even as you go to sit, there's another responsibility here for the discussants. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome peers Kiprono Rono as he comes to the panel. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali. Peers, welcome. Welcome our peers. Welcome, sir. Jamani, makofi mpaka utakapoketi. Jamani, asante. Welcome our peers. Can my protocol team assist me? Noah. Let me also welcome in a very special way FCPA, His Excellency Fernandez Barasa, Governor of Kakamega County and the Chair of Finance. Welcome, Your Excellency. A round of applause to His Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. Protocol, welcome, welcome with His Excellency. Mkaribishe tafadhali. Let me also welcome and invite on stage Eric Kimungui, the CEO AAK Grow. Kimungui, wherever you are, please. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali anapoketi. And let me know if you have Honorable Kamau Murango, Senator Kirinyaga County, if he's here. If he's not there, his position is taken by Dr. Kefa Nyende, lecturer Kibabi University of Agriculture and Veterinary Services. Makofi kwake. Najua ni wakati wa mankuli lakini makofi jamani. Makofi kidogo. Thank you very much. Welcome Dr. Kefa Nyende. Let me also welcome representing the youth, Samson Bakasa. Samson, welcome. Makofi kwake jamani anapokuja. Welcome Samson. And let me finally invite Elizabeth Muzungu, representing women in this county. Makofi kwa Elizabeth jamani. Thank you very much. And let me invite my brother Dr. Wanga Christopher from Director Livestock to engage us in this discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, the discussants. Welcome, Dr. Ari.
Thank you very much, MC. Welcome, panelists.
Take the microphone, no? Check the microphone.
MC, do you have a mic for the,
Check 1, 2.
Yes.
for the audience?
Yes, we'll have a session for the plenary. Thank you. Thank you. We'll have a session for the plenary, so ladies and gentlemen, please don't leave. You'll have a moment to make your contribution, ask a question or a concern. So be attentive. Dr. Ari.
So you will sit and share with them the questions.
Just list this.
Yeah, thank you very much, MC. Panelists and the audience. Food security is said to exist when all people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food, and their dietary needs and preferences are met. We have a panel of very eminent Kenyans here from government, academia, and private citizens to take us through the first step, the first ladder on food security. The focus will be on agricultural inputs. Remember, we have 4 days. So if you have a question on productivity, you have tomorrow. You have a question on agriculture financing, you have to Wednesday. If you have a question on market access, post-harvest losses, you have Thursday. So the first steps, we invite you to assess food and nutritional security is the first lens of inputs. When we talk inputs, we ask ourselves, what are inputs? And you heard the PS when he was presenting the CS speech. Inputs is a whole range of what you require to produce: land, labor, capital, fertilizer, drugs. Okay. And this is where we would like our discussants to take us to. I wish to invite PS Rono to share some insights on this issue. Agriculture inputs are critical for agricultural production. Is there anything the ministry is doing to ensure that these inputs are availed to the farmers? And we have the issues, fertilizer, we have a range of other inputs. What are his thoughts on this? Prof. Don from Kibabi University. Governance of the sector is at various levels. County assemblies, Senate. What would be your perception? Have these two bodies been able to do their work in ensuring that we have sufficient funds allocated to spend within the space of agriculture? The 47 county assemblies and the Senate. I believe that should set the tone as now we invite our governor, His Excellency Fernandez Baraza. Remember, agriculture is devolved. So when you're talking about inputs, these are the main actors in terms of agriculture production. So, PS Rono, welcome. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Daktari. First of all, this is a very wide topic. We'll try to cut into some pieces. I will try to do that, but I think it can be discussed outside also this forum so that we give space and time to all the valuable knowledge within the space. First of all, on matters to do with agricultural inputs, I want to see that the government has made a pronouncement and it has a plan. And plan now is under execution. What are the pain points? One, when you talk about agricultural inputs, we are talking about quantity and quality first, and then we go to availability and efficiency. So when we talk about the quantity, we are saying in each of the input we require in agriculture, which is first step for our success in food production, do we have enough seeds? If we are on seeds, are the seeds of variety? Are they of drought resilient and pest sort of can stand the attack by pest and other related diseases? Are these particular varieties, technologies, they will use the right technologies to maximize on production? So that first point is we are saying we have gone through all our value chain. They are around 34, but we have concentrated on the first 14, which are key. And on the first 14 value chain, we have realized that we don't have enough seeds and seedlings. And where are we going? We have an institution called Caldro, with also private sector, which we are funding to move with a speed to ensure that they produce the required seed and seedlings for all the food varieties. If I talk about, for example, cotton, you must have heard about a PT cotton, which we are trying to produce close to 103 million bales of cotton. But because of, that is a demand, but because of lack of seeds, we have gone to what is called a new technology called PT cotton. But the management of PT cotton requires a high, I can call it attention in the farm. And when you look at the fact that agriculture is devolved, there is a challenge in our extension officers, both from the national government and especially the county government. So we are trying to put together a serious team to support the farmers on the ground to grow the seed and seedlings so that they can produce this crop. So we have called all the seed producers. I think we have had some meetings to see how best we can produce all the required seeds in terms of variety, quality, quantity, and also seeds and seedlings which are drought resilient. Point number 2 is some of the farm input are like fertilizers, which you have seen as government. We have come up with a program to subsidize the fertilizers and the fertilizers subsidy program. That program is huge and complex, but the approach we are using as government is to ensure that we get quality fertilizers at that price, and also we support the farmers. Research has shown that there is no way a country can succeed in food security unless they subsidize farmers. And we are looking at a policy position in government so that we can come up with what is called Agricultural Development Fund to support farmers. As it is now, you can see we have put our plan to subsidize farmers, but we need to have a structured approach now to go beyond fertilizers so that even seedlings where necessary are subsidized. We also have mechanization coming in. So that is the government plan to make sure that we manage the issues of the farm input in terms of quality and quantity. The other one is, yes, young people with energy who are also part of the farm input. I'm on labor. We have realized that most of our young people really don't practice farming because it is too manual. And as government, we have put up some structures to assist these young people. One is we are coming up with mechanization. And that's why I've seen a lot of machines here and technologies we can use to really enhance the whole issue of farming so that it become a little bit less laborious to really engage this energy of young people. So you'll be seeing a lot of technologies being deployed to support farming. And also in livestock, we are talking about new breeds of livestock to ensure that our farmers get the right breed. We can high production, at the same time they mature very, very fast. So when you see, like for example, if you go to sugar farming, the seeds we have in sugar belt, the farmers, what the farmers are using, are seed and seedlings which were 60 years old, and the one which is latest is 48 years old. I guess some of you are not born. Those seedlings we are using in our sugar belt are low, they give the farmers low production. And that's why the new way of really assisting those farmers is to come up with new varieties which Caldron now is yet to produce. Then let me also talk about the finances as part of the farm input. We have also restructured a number of programs to finance the youth. AFC already has got a program for the youth. We have also different banks having program for the youth. We also a special financing program. We also have commodity funds also having programs for agriculture. So we believe those programs to finance, and the private sector, the banks are working with us, and the fintech, the technology institution are also working with us to ensure that we enhance distribution of and facilitate the services in a way which is a little bit flexible, agile, and also very efficient. And effective. Come the county government as the last arm. In terms of distribution of this farm input and services to farmers, we have engaged the county government to come up with stores and aggregation centers so that they can support this particular farm input. Like fertilizers, we had a big challenge, and we engaged the counties to open more stores. We also engaged fintech like Safaricom to come up with e-voucher, and also there are young. I've seen technologies here now coming up. We can assist that. Allow the next panelists to make their comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you, PS. Dr. Kefa, financing, Senate, county assemblies. Have they helped the county governments and the farmers?
Thank you, Dr. That is also a very broad question. And I want to believe that we have functional agricultural departments in every county, which are always supported with the budgetary consideration every practicing year. As to whether it is sufficient or not is a debate that can go on and on and on. But allow me to comment in this manner. I thought very much that in a forum like this, it is important to bring out and invoke the thinking towards interconnectedness, which agriculture enjoys from many other sectors that may not be directly considered in a quick glance as immediate interventions. I want to urge us to consider that if we were to consider about funding per se and look at agriculture, much as that budget is there, I want us to appreciate that the funding that goes into other catalyzing concerns of the development agenda of every government, both at the county level and at the central government, do contribute immensely towards stimulating agricultural production. And so I want to be a little smart on this by saying that IT, for example, and technologies that have to do with communication have a lot to do in terms of supporting agricultural enterprises, like the PS has already alluded to. There is a lot of push that the agricultural sector gets from the application of information technology. I want to also just appreciate the fact that the opening of rural access roads, Bungoma, for example, and I want to think even Kakamega, I'm conversant with them. There have been in the recent past sufficient visible evidence that the access to rural areas has been opened very much, and that will stimulate production one way or the other. And I want to consider it as part of the input, because it is first of all accessing the farms with the inputs before we generate and process the products and take them to the market. I know we are not be talking about the marketing today, but I want to appreciate that effort as far as it stimulates production. Thank you very much.
Very much, Dr. Kefa. You have reminded us that it's not just about money from government. Backward and forward integration along the value chains can really help us to generate inputs. Remembering what the PS told us, that there is so much on offer. The choice is what you take as an investor in the agricultural value chains. we have challenges as a sector. Mr. Kimungui, you hold an enviable position as the CEO of Agrochemical Association of Kenya, a critical supplier of inputs in this sector. How is the private sector, your members, supporting government and supporting the farmers to ensure that we have good quality inputs properly priced?
Thank you, Dr. Wanga, for that. AIK Grow is a membership organization, as you indicated, and we do research and development for products that help farmers. So putting it in the right context is when you look at agro inputs, we have fertilizers, land which the farmer has, and we have seeds, and we have crop protection products, pest control products, the one that you spray when you have the weeds, the insects that eat into your crops, and even your post-harvest losses. So what do we do as a private sector? Private sector, we really do quite a bit. We take risks on behalf of the farmer. We take risks on behalf of the government to sink money to develop R&D programs. It takes 14 years for you to develop any product. And taking the benefits of the product vis-a-vis the risks of those products to the environment. And therefore, that's why we have regulatory bodies that really evaluate those products and accept them for you to use. And in most cases also, we take the credit, we take the financing component. Remember, 95% of products are imported, and therefore we bring together best practices for farmer to use. We bring innovations, like for example, now we are talking about drone application. What does it do? It brings about, first of all, attracting the youth and the ladies to do the application. It improves precision and also helps farmers. And apart from bringing the technologies up to Mombasa, we make sure they go down to Mashinani, making sure that the farmers help. And we work with the Ministry of Agriculture to make sure that those products arrive at the right time. For example, we had locusts recently. We had issues to do with products, and we enabled working with the government to make sure that the products we have. Recently, we had COVID cases, and one of the things that I've touched on food security is about the movement of these products global, the value chains, the supply chains were interrupted. Even I talk about Suez Canal, there are issues, delays, and even is impacting the movement of fertilizer, becoming more expensive than we thought. And therefore, we as private sector, we are also talking to government, how can we create enabling environment so that we can have homegrown solutions that are more rapidly responding to the farmer requirements. Apart from doing that in terms of policy advocacy, is that we're also enabling farmers through working with WTO